A beef tenderloin is one of those dishes that is a showstopper. So today, I'm gonna make a perfectly roasted beef tenderloin with red wine sauce. It's absolutely perfect to bring to a holiday party, which is what I'm gonna do as soon as this video is over. And guess what? It's so easy to make. So the first thing we have to do is a little meat bondage and channel my inner Christian Grey and tie up this bad boy. And harken back to the old Boy Scout days and do some knots. And the reason we're doing this is because the tenderloin is a very relaxed or underutilized muscle. And if we just put it in the pan and cook it, it's gonna cook unevenly and slouch. Imagine you on a lazy Sunday on the couch just sprawled everywhere. Well, this is what this guy is. Now look at that. That's a package I wouldn't mind waking up to underneath my Christmas tree. Of course, I'm Jewish, so that's in addition to my 8 other presents. All right, next I'm gonna brush on some vegetable oil. And that's just gonna help the meat brown in the oven. Now I'm gonna massage the meat with some creamed garlic. I did that by finely chopping some garlic cloves, throwing on some kosher salt, and then using my knife to smear it into a paste. And that garlic's just gonna kind of melt into the meat and give us that nice essence of garlic without having a big hunk in our teeth. Now I'm gonna reach for meat's best friend, kosher salt. Now don't be shy on the salt. The salt actually brings out that beefy flavor. And look at this. This is a huge tenderloin roast. We have to season enough that that salt flavor is gonna carry all the way throughout the meat. And then let's grab some freshly cracked peps. Not as much as the salt, and once this hits the oven, it's gonna form an amazing salt and pepper crust. Now reach for some freshly chopped rosemary and thyme, those winter and holiday herbs that make the house smell so yummy. Now you guys know what I'm about to say, right? We never put cold meat into a hot oven. So I'm gonna let this guy come up to room temperature for 1 hour. During that time, the salt, the pepper, the herbs are gonna penetrate down into the meat and create an amazing crust. Now before we put it into a 375-degree oven, we're gonna use a probe thermometer to make sure we don't overcook this delectable yumminess. So I'm gonna stick this probe right into the center of the meat, and that way I know exactly the temperature to take it out of the oven. Believe me, do not guess, you will lose every time. It's a horrible game. Now put this into the oven until the internal temperature hits 125 degrees. All right, it took 37 minutes. Now it's time to sear this guy and make it crusty and delicious. So the reason why we're searing the meat after it's done is because tenderloin has a low fat content. And you know sometimes you sear the meat and it goes way too deep into the meat and you get that gray mark? By doing this, we're not gonna get that. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, seared to perfection. Now we're gonna let it rest for 15 minutes because if we cut into this guy right now, you know the drill. All the juices will run everywhere. It's gonna dry out. Plus, that gives us time to make our red wine steak sauce, which is money. Here's how you do it. Melt 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter in a saucepan. Add 1 tablespoon of finely diced shallots. Add half a teaspoon of fresh thyme, a pinch of kosher salt, and a little freshly cracked pepper. Cook for 5 minutes. Add half a cup of red wine and reduce it by half. Add 1.5 cups of low sodium beef stock and reduce that by half. Whisk in 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter mixed with 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. Cook that for 5 minutes. Strain it so the sauce is silky and smooth. Finally, the moment has come for meaty deliciousness. Let's cut in and see if our work has been rewarded. Guys, check it out. Absolutely perfect. It's medium rare from almost top to bottom. It's got that amazing char crust and the meat is just juicing and so is my mouth. But let's not forget about hitting it with that red wine sauce. That sauce looks creamy and dreamy and is the perfect consistency. I'm gonna take some French sea salt. It's gonna add a nice little crunch and look really cool. There it is, guys, a beef tenderloin roast with a red wine sauce. If you want the recipe, and I highly suggest you do, it's below in the description box. Check it out, let me know how you like it. Also, subscribe to my channel because I am hooking you up with new cooking videos every single week. And if you want to see how to make the best prime rib roast, check out the video below me. I also show you how to make an awesome filet mignon. Guys, I'll see you next week, but until then, keep on cooking. Peace.